Hello everybody, my name is Mobo Wall Street, aka Mass Market Speculation, and I want to let you guys know one thing. As of the day of this upload, I will be streaming live on Twitch. Link will be in the description. We'll be playing Dirty Bomb and then some Halo Infinite. It's going to be a good time. We're going to go from about 8-ish p.m. London time, that line down the middle. So check that. I think it's called like Central European Standard Time. I'm not very sure. We're gonna go from 8 probably till 12 midnight, something like that. It's gonna be a good time. Feel free to join. And I wanted to talk about something that I've been wondering after recently playing Overwatch again on stream. One of the main things that killed Overwatch for me, I'm not saying that the game is dead. Whatever you want to believe about the game is what you will believe, but one of the main things that turns me off from those types of games, specifically MOBA inspired games, is that they have a huge amount of character bloat. And it's one of the main reasons why I stopped playing Tekken, a game that I've been playing for years, that I really love, that I really like years, and I'm talking like since I've been a little kid. I've been playing Tekken back in the PlayStation 2 days, back when I was a young pupper, and my family finally got a console for the first time. One of the first games I ever played was Tekken 4, so it goes all the way back then. Character bloat. I'm the type of guy that likes to memorize character abilities, counter strategies, and stuff like that. I like to practice a lot of the things, but I've had severe problems for years with Overwatch, and relatively recently with Tekken, and also I began to feel that with Dirty Bomb. More characters does not mean more content. That's something that you need to understand. Finding a character that's unique and special is going to be harder the more characters you have. Main example was probably when Brigitte first came on the scene. The speculation was that she would replace Reinhardt because you didn't want to have too many characters, bloating up the character select screen, making competitive strategies very complex. And you wanted to keep the game fresh, cycle off some characters, cycle on some new ones, trade other ones for new ones and for old ones. Keep the game feeling fresh by changing up the character select screen. Now, obviously, some diehard, Reinhardt diehard sycophants would probably not want that to happen, since they've spent so much time. They feel involved, personally involved with the character. And Brigitte was just kind of like some weird armor shield, not quite Reinhardt, not quite support, until after a few nerfs and then alterations and patches turned her into what she is now, some sort of like stunning health pack giver, like the closest thing to like a melee combat medic. But then looking at the character select screen in Overwatch, and I see like 40 bajillion characters. Some of them I've never even heard of, some of them with like some ridiculous abilities that are pretty fun, but you have to wonder, like, why are you here when this other character does it better than you? Like Doomfist, is pretty cool and all of that, but who needs hardcore, close quarter combat character when you've got Tracer, somebody that has a better ultimate because they can actually stick it to somebody, or why who needs big fist when you've got a literal wrecking ball that can grapple around, right? I feel like people confuse new content with new characters. Look at For Honor, how many new maps, new story content, new multiplayer modes have they added, versus how many new characters have they released that you have to pay for. Given obviously Overwatch, you don't have to pay for your characters yet. Who knows what will happen? But look at those games where they add new characters and no new content. One of my main issues with Dirty Bomb is that they would add new mercs without adding new maps or polishing the maps you already have. They were so focused on giving us those new heroes, those new characters to play around with, to mess around with, which obviously always came in overpowered. Every single one of the new heroes, new mercs, always came overpowered. And then you have to nerf them to the ground, and then everybody stops playing them because they're not the new overpowered merc. How many people can you keep playing a game when they can only look forward to a new character every 6 months, right? Every 3 months. Versus give them, you know, a meaningful chunk of game modes, maps, custom maps, custom game modes, the possibility to make your own content. That's what people really are looking for. You know, think of CSGO. This is a massively successful video game, competitive shooter, multiplayer game. Not exactly the same thing as Dirty Bomb, not exactly the same thing as Overwatch, but do they add new weapons all the time? How many new weapons have they added since, like, you know, years ago? I think the main thing was like the R8 revolver and the silenced MP5, I think if I recall correctly. Those are like the two newest weapons they ever added, and those are like years apart from each other. Obviously the R8 revolver came in overpowered, and I think also the silenced MP5 came in overpowered, and they had to tweak it a bit. But what did they do? New maps that they cycle on, cycle off, depending on the rank season, new community social game modes, you know, official wingman, official, you know, custom servers that used to be custom servers but now are official matchmaking servers and matchmaking maps. That's really the key to success for a competitive shooter that's team-based, you know, that has that sort of selection of what weapons you can bring, what characters you can bring. And every now and then, every once in a blue moon, you bring in something radically new, like a new character, a new merc, a new hero, a new weapon, something that has been thoroughly tested, and that isn't going to completely upend the meta of and the health of the esports ecosystem, to say it, you know, using those words. What good is, you know, face it, competitive for Dirty Bomb going to do when literally everybody's going to be banning the same mercs? Everybody's going to be banning the same maps, and it's just going to be the same game every time. And sure, there's going to be some differences here and there, but literally, what have been, like, my experience playing Face It was really boring, because you join up, stomp the competition, you know, drop, you know, 60, 80 kills easily against, you know, people who say that they know what they're doing but don't, and then you know, ruffle stomp them to the ground, playing Whitechapel every time. Whitechapel, because it's the best map they've ever made, and it's the most optimized and the most basic standard map of what Dirty Bomb is. I think it's also the one they've worked on the most, and it's really what, you know, Whitechapel and I don't even know if it's called Whitechapel still, and Underground, I think is what it's called, the Metro one. Those are like the only two good maps. Again, like, what good is it going to be if you have 30 characters that you can select, but everybody bans the same ones, and you stick to the one that's like only competitively viable? Like, where is the new content? Where's the freshness when everybody's just doing the same thing over and over and over? The other side of that coin is that everybody just picks the most overpowered brand new character that nobody has a counter for, and then they just win every game with that. That's why, one of the main reasons why I stopped playing Tekken. You know, say what you want about Leroy Jenkins. I know it's not Jenkins, his last name, but that's what I call him. Leroy Jenkins, who literally came on, and top 8 of EVO, I mean the top 8 players, I think 6 of them or 7 of them picked Leroy, and 1 of them picked Julia, another broken and overpowered character, but just not as broken and overpowered. Then they added Fakumram, a broken and overpowered character, broken hitboxes, broken animations, broken cosmetics. It's not fun to play a game where every match is the same thing. Leroy, Fakumram, Julia, Leroy, Fakumram, Julia, Underground, Whitechapel, Aura, Rhino, Javelin, Aura, Rhino, Javelin, Fragger. It's the same thing, because, you know, that's what competitive players do. They find the thing that works the best, optimize the hell out of it, and then only ever do that. So if you truly wanted to give new characters purpose, make them balanced, test it the hell out of it, and then phase out characters that are very similar, and introduce this new one, and then in a new season phase those out and introduce a new one or an old one. That's kind of what you have to do. You've got to be able to sacrifice some form of content for the benefit of others. If CSGO was only Dust 2, which thank goodness they removed Dust 2 from like the main community, the main matchmaking pool, because it's like a separate thing now. You can queue for Dust 2 and the rest of the maps separately, which is great. Some people just want to play Dust 2, but you know, some people want to play Mirage, believe it or not. Some people want to play Nuke. Some people want to play, I don't know, Rust 1v1, snipers only. But if everybody's using the same thing and everybody's doing the same thing, there is no variety in the competitive gameplay. It's all still the same thing. That's, you know, kind of something that I've been thinking about. You can bloat up a game with all these characters just to cause stress on the selection screen, and then still everybody will pick the same ones. Still everybody will pick, like, who plays Moira? Who plays Moira? Who plays Echo? Like, come on, there's so many better options. And all the other ones who are being replaced, like, I have not seen a single Symmetra when I played Overwatch. Not one, because there are better versions of her. But why is she still there, right? Why is she still there? Why is she there? Phase them out. Be willing to sacrifice some of the content you've made to make the overall game better. That's all you've got to do. Thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate every single one of you who shows up. Like, comment, and subscribe. Again, reminding you, going live this afternoon. See you guys then.